Hey gold friends, Jason here for TheChartGuys looking at gold last week down here in California, and I'm really just eager to get home and start working again. I like vacations, but I love charts and I love doing this stuff and I feel detached and I just want to get back into it. I'm really excited to do that. I guess maybe that's the point of vacation. You step away from your everyday, you get an opportunity to appreciate what you have and then get back to it and just hit it really hard and accomplish all your goals. And I hope you guys are doing that too in your trading world. And I hope I'm helping you a little bit. Let's do that by checking out gold. So we're not going to spend a lot of time on the monthly and weekly time frames because it's only July 1st. Happy Canada Day. And because it's the first day in the month, our monthly and our weekly and our daily candle is all of the same because there's just not enough data to populate anything that is really going to be a monthly candle. So what I want to focus on in this chart is the fact that, look, we got good follow through on that monthly EQ break, and we're moving to the upside. Things look really good. On the weekly time frame, here we can see some caution. We need to watch for that pullback. We have a nice shooting star candlestick, and if we look at our daily time frame, which we will in a minute, we know that we needed daily consolidation because our RSI levels were crazy. On the weekly time frame, we hit 70, and we got even further into the red hot zone on the daily time frame. So not unexpected for us to see some sort of pullback and consolidation after such a strong run on the weekly time frame with this nice reversal candlestick. Going to the daily time frame, there is that candlestick in action, nice weekly pop and pullback, and now we're seeing the consolidation. So someone in the comments from the video last week said, why are you just pointing out levels? You're not giving us any setups or trade ideas. And my reply to that was these price levels are the trade setups, so they are the ideas. And it's because we're using naked price action, we're using trend analysis to determine what the most likely scenario is. So I'm never going to tell you, you need to buy gold now because of this. I'm going to tell you that this is happening and this outcome is more likely than that. And that's what a lot of technical analysis is. We are using the information that we have to try and determine what the most likely outcome is going to be in a given situation. So if we go to our 4-hour time frame, last week we were talking a lot about our 1400 level, and we dipped below that. And because we dipped below that, that gave us some insight into the strength of the bulls and bears. It told us that the bulls did not have the strength and momentum to maintain that 4-hour equilibrium. And because we breached that, we still expect a little bit of a pop because trends move up and down, but we didn't expect that to continue to the upside and have immediate strength. So the loss of that key level gives us an opportunity to enter a short position on the consolidation of that downside move. So 1439, we come down, break 1400, come back up. This is your area, an opportunity for a short position, knowing that because we lost 1400, we should see further consolidation on the daily time frame, which was very needed because our RSI is at 85 at the peak, and at the point of that video, we were still hovering around 75, 76, something like that. So all of this information we have to utilize together and try to determine what the most likely outcome is going to be. And in the case of last week, it was further consolidation on the daily time frame. We certainly gapped down strong in our futures and our actual price now following that drop. And here we are sitting at the daily time frame. Price is 1387.01, and our daily RSI is now back into the realm of normalcy around 62.45. So that leads us to the next question. What comes after this? Well, I'm going to be looking at this key level on the daily. This is going to be a support on the 4-hour time frame at 1382. Now, we did break that a little bit. We'll go into some more detail here and determine exactly how strong of a breakthrough that was and what is happening right now, because we don't have a lot of clarity. All we know is that on the daily time frame, we were expecting consolidation. That has happened. And now that opens the door for potential moves back to the upside to see what our next stage or our leg of progress is going to be. So daily time frame, good. We had our support level. We breached it by a tiny little bit. But let's go check out the 4-hour and see exactly what's going on there. So here's our breach of our 4-hour time frame. Our level is 1382.34. The low was 1381.68. So not substantial at all. And an immediate jump back up. So I do see some support there, and we have a couple tests here on the 4-hour time frame as well. So all that really matters right now is the fact that we have a 4-hour downtrend, and what we would expect to see at this point, having established this low or potential lower low around this area of support, would be to come back up and see how close we can get to 1424 before potentially coming back down. And this 4-hour trend will remain in place until it's broken. That's sort of how this works. It's not always the the most clear of a concept because it's so ridiculously simple sometimes, but really that's all there is to it. And we got to try and determine when these trends are going to change. And we use that by analyzing these price levels and the loss of higher lows, lower highs, because that's all how these trends change. Sub-time frames have that trend change. They carry over to higher term time frames. And I think I'm just rambling now, but that's why we focus a lot on the hourly time frame when we're talking about what's going to happen on the daily time frame. It all plays into each other. So on the 4-hour time frame, I'm saying time frames a lot, lower lows, lower highs, this will continue until it changes. We have an opportunity for that to change because we've got some support here on the 4-hour and the daily level. So if we do indeed see that low established here, we'll come back up, see if we can get over 1424.56. And that's how we sort of segment these windows of time and price action to try and narrow down these changes and then be able to capitalize when those changes occur. So what could that look like for us? Well, 1424 is an important level on the 4-hour time frame. So we can come back in, set up an EQ, which I always like to watch for, or we can come in, get a higher high over 1424, get a higher low, and then get a 4-hour trend change, which would carry over in the daily time frame and show us some upside move because we're open to that idea, having finally reached a level of daily support. Hourly time frame, not a lot happening. Lower lows, lower highs, still established that 1382 area of support. I'm going to still consider this to be an area of support because we managed to come back and hold that level. Now, if we lose that level in the next couple hours, we come back and break right through that, I'm just going to erase that line, and I'm only going to be paying attention to that 4-hour downtrend and looking for changes in that for potential entry into a long position. One of the other things that we can do at this point is go to our 4-hour time frame, draw in a channel, and try to determine if that's going to give us any information as well. So doing a channel, I just connect a couple of my tops of my candlesticks, and I'm going to go ahead and extend these to the right and left and change those so they're a little bit prettier to look at. Copy that and try and get a line to best fit. So when you're drawing your trends, you just want this to fit like 99% of your trading action. And I have a nice area of resistance here, and I just grab that line and do a straight parallel channel. And we don't get our multiple touches down here, but it contains most of that action. So that's what I'm going to be looking for on the 4-hour time frame for some guidance as we move forward, knowing that we can come down to that level on the 4-hour time frame and sort of bounce around in there. So to summarize, what am I looking for today? I want to see how the bulls are able to do holding this area of support around 1386, or I should say, let's go back to the daily time frame because that was very good for us here. I believe it was 1382. 1382.34. I want to see how these bulls manage to behave when the bears attack again. If bulls can hold this area of support, 1382, which is a daily and 4-hour support, I will look for a hourly trend change, which is going to have us coming up over 1396, getting a higher high over that level, coming down, getting a higher low, and hopefully, eventually, carrying that over into our 4-hour time frame, which will allow for some good recovery and moves back into the upside for those daily bulls who have finally recovered into the area of normal, happy, good 65-ish RSI. So that's it for today. I hope I explained a little bit more about why these levels are important and how we use them to find our entries. It's not necessarily an entry just because we broke 1400. It is a guide that says, look, you broke 1400. You're likely going to go further down because you breached that level. So if you get a nice counter trend, a nice move to the upside, look for areas of reversal, look for some key signs of trend change on the 5-15-minute time frame, look for nice reversal candlesticks, try and find the ideal opportunity for short position because the market's telling you that you've lost 1400, more downsides expected, and we know that even more so because we have those daily, weekly RSIs that need to cool off. So it's all this big mess of ideas that you have to put together, turn it into some weird technical analysis soup and make a trade decision. And I hope you enjoyed today's video. I hope it's helpful. Thanks again. Really looking forward to being home and having all my computers and monitors and all the information that I need to do these videos. And I look forward to it. I'll talk to you guys later.